negotiate your wants? What are you willing to give up today in order to live a more financially secure and free future by shoveling more money into saving and investing? Everybody's talking about investing and how it is the key to wealth, and it is. But the question is, are you ready to start your investment journey? And before you say yes, there are a few vital things that you need to do in order to make sure that your journey is one of compounding growth as opposed to compounding nightmares. And it all boils down to these 5 key steps. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have a steady income, because you can only invest what you are able to save. Make sure that your income covers both your living expenses as well as creates buffer room for you to start saving and investing. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a vicious cycle of investing when you have a good income and then divesting and borrowing when you're struggling to meet your needs because of your income fluctuations. This is going to really kill your momentum and the power of compounding along your investment journey. So make sure that you lock down a stable income. The second thing that you want to do is create a budget. Understanding exactly how much money you can allocate towards saving and investing is going to ensure that you don't put yourself in a hole trying to do a good thing. And so the first thing you want to do when it comes to setting up your budget is make sure that every single expense is represented. And this is where I see a lot of people go wrong. So really scrub your bank statements and make sure that nothing gets missed. The second thing that you want to do when it comes to setting up your budget is build in a little bit of buffer. This is going to help you account for unforeseen situations where, for example, the timing of charges may throw off your accounts. And then the third thing that you want to do is make sure that your budget adheres to something like the 50-30-20 rule. Now, this is a rule of thumb stating that 50% of your income post-taxes should be allocated towards needs, 30% of your income should be allocated towards wants, and 20% should be allocated towards saving and investing. You always want to make sure that your needs are met first. These are things like food, shelter, clothing, and health. Then you want to negotiate your wants. What are you willing to give up today in order to live a more financially secure and free future by shoveling more money into saving and investing? And then after you have set up your budget, the next thing that you want to do to ensure you are ready to start your investment journey is pay off consumer and student loan debt. Consumer debt includes things like credit cards, personal loans, student loans, auto loans, payday loans, and mortgages. Now, the only real exception when it comes to this advice is your mortgage. The reason for this is because the average American doesn't become mortgage-free until their early 60s, and that is too late to start investing. The reason for this is that your number one investment tool is time in the market, because investments will fluctuate over time. Some years you'll see gains, other years you may see losses. But if you pick solid investments, you will see significant growth over the long term. On the other hand, debt interest is going to serve as a continual strain on your finances. While you may be able to refinance your debt, you will never be able to attain that 0% APR until you pay it off. And listen, stability is key when it comes to embarking on your wealth creation journey. When you are debt-free, you have more money to throw into your investing, which precipitates that compounding effect, but you also achieve a certain level of peace, which allows you to make more level-headed decisions and to ride out those market fluctuations for greater growth in the future. And when it comes to stability, the other key thing that you need is an emergency fund of approximately 3 to 6 months of expenses. Once you have a stable income, once you are successfully adhering to your budget, and once you are living debt-free, the next step is to generate savings. If Becoming debt-free was laying down the first half of your foundation, then generating an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses is laying down the second half of your foundation. So take a look at your budget, figure out how much you spend over a 3 to 6 month period, and make that your new savings goal. As you build out your emergency fund, it's always wise to put it in something like a high yield savings account where you have access to the money in case of an emergency, but you are also gaining interest on the money to help combat inflation. And listen, this is a major milestone. It may not be easy. It's definitely going to take a little bit of time, but once you build your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, you start making different decisions in life and at work, because you know that if anything were ever to happen, you have a little bit of cushion to fall back on. You have some time to get back on your feet. So take this one by the horns, get that emergency fund as quick as possible. And then the next step, we finally made it, is invest, invest, invest. My recommendation is to take all the money that you would typically save and throw that at investments and assets. Remember, savings is going to make sure that you are standing on solid ground, but investing is going to help you scale the mountain and forge a path upward. Now, once you start investing, it should become a lifelong endeavor, because the more you put in, the greater your gains will be. And I always recommend that people start investing in an index fund that tracks the S&P 500. But the number one leading indicator of your success in investing is going to be your financial literacy. Never invest in something that you don't understand or in something that you don't believe in. And if you want to learn more about my tips for what to invest in, make sure that you tune into our next video on corporate to cash. And so I'll leave you with this. It doesn't matter how small your first investment is or how late you think you may be to the game. The best time to start is now with whatever money you have today. Every journey starts with a single step. And so I want you to embrace this moment as your opportunity to seize your financial future. Listen, if you got value out of this video, which I hope you did, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you also hit that notification bell so that you can become apprised of new content as it does drop weekly. I thank each and every one of you for watching these videos as I build my new channel. And please do get in the comment section and let me know if this was helpful or what other topics you'd like to see us discuss on this channel in the future. Because remember, a career is a long journey to sojourn without a guide. And if you don't believe that you can do better, I'm here to make sure you know better.